crazy dream. Coins drop clinking like a metal song. Game over flash, but I'm still headstrong. Punch the warriors on a glowing screen. 8-bit heroes in a crazy dream. Coins drop clinking like a metal song. Game over flash, but I'm still headstrong. Push the button, hear the roar. Fight the battle, craving more. Game of legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. High scores flashing in the midnight glow. Sifts and shred and set the tempo flow. Leather jackets and teased up hair. Living legends, we don't care. Electric haze on the battle floor. Digital ghosts knock at the door. One more life, it's do or die. Final level, reaching for the sky. Push the button, hear the roar. Fight the battle, craving more. Game of legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. High scores flashing in the midnight glow. Sifts and shredding set the tempo flow. Leather jackets and teased up hair. Living legends, we don't care. Electric haze on a battle floor. Digital ghosts knock at the door. One more go, one more electric haze. Push the button, hear the roar. Fight the battle, craving more. Game of legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. Electric haze on the battlefield. Digital ghosts knock at the door. One more life, it's do or die. Final level, reaching for the sky. From legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. Oh. Neon lights burn the night so wild. Forsaken hand like a reckless child. Our keepers in electric fire. Chasing scores higher, 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 higher.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nation Network, and it is time to say the two magic words, game on. All right, we are back at it with 2K26, some more as more time goes by, more things come around. I needed a break from grinding, and I wanted to mess around a little bit with the Creation Suite, which is what I did, and I'm happy to say it's not quite what they said. Well, I guess it kind of is what they said, but not what we expected. So when it comes to the Creation Suite, when they say now you have the ability to change body parts individually, you kind of do. But I think we were all thinking back to the 07s, the 08s, where you could use sliders to make an arm as large as you wanted it to be, or a chest, or you know what I'm saying. So you don't have that ability. What you do have the ability to do, though, is to change the in-game options on arms that would have been available normally based on the body style you took. So now what you can do is manipulate that by taking, let's say, a mid-sized body, and then instead using the arm that comes with it, you can use one of the other arms that are perhaps a little bit bigger or smaller, depending on what it is you're trying to create. I find that it's probably enough. I don't know that you really need the sliders in this situation. I've made one. We're going to make another one today. Still can't get on Community Creations. The minute I try to do that on PlayStation 5, it's gone. Back to your main desktop and trying to load back in again. So they're still, I guess, trying to figure out what we, the testers, have given them and how to fix it before the 13th, I would presume. So anyway, Andrew Roberts in the house. Welcome aboard. Big JH, man, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. William Styles is here. J-Rocks, my buddy. What's up, man? William, I already got you, William Styles. Sorry about that. Juanito. The Juanito is here. You got to be loving that AAA stuff, don't you, man? Oh, let's see. What other trouble you going to get into here?
Well, it's time. It's time.
What time is it?
It's prime time.
Oh, no, it's prime time. Prime time's in the house. Always a pleasure to have you here, sir. So, yeah, I jumped into the island just to look it over. And while I didn't spend much time in it last year, I did see different people posting videos of the storyline as it evolved and what have you. So I know there was some major showdown in the last chapter, and there were mythical forces that came into play. So the island is the exact same island as last time. At least it feels like that to me. The map is pretty much what it was. However, there's a whole area there that is like quarantined now, and you can see rubble everywhere where this battle took place, and buildings are like half demolished. And I thought that was a nice little touch to acknowledge the carryover from the story of last year. And this year you've got 3 or 4 different factions. I chose the Cody Rhodes one because that is all about the history of the wrestling business and tradition, which, of course, what is this channel if not tradition? So I went with the Cody Rhodes. It did not give me the option of selecting my created wrestler as far as male or female. I was just a female and had nothing to say about it. I think if I wanted to go and make the effort, I could go in there now and switch it up. But again, I don't use the island hardly for anything. So there's that. I did grab a couple of masks, though, that I can use for the lucha stuff that I'm doing. And I've got all that VC that you get from the pass, so might as well use it on something. And actually, I still got plenty of it left over. I'll say this: the masks were not expensive if you have the My Faction stuff, or not the My Faction, but the Battle Pass, because number one, you got the pre-order came with some as well. I think it's hard to tell. Bottom line is, I got still more. I thought that I was going to buy 2 masks and be empty. And no, I still got plenty of VC left over, and really there's nothing I want to buy. Those 2 masks were really it. I went to the place where they do the hairstyles. Maybe there's one of those that I can see a possible use for at some point in time, but I don't have a need for it, so I'm not gonna spend anything on a maybe. Okay, if I end up needing it, it's there. You change your username. That's all right. I still recognize you, man. I still recognize you. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the island. I just have no use for it. I'm not going to do these. So, fun fact. Okay, so I go in there, and there is another mask I can get just by having the first chapter match against Americano, the original Americano. So, okay, I'll do that match. I'll get the mask. I'm good. Only thing is, it won't trigger the match. And I'm like, am I doing something wrong? And I'm looking at other people on, and there's not a lot of video out there to look back on yet. So I've seen a couple of different people where a prompt is supposed to come on the screen saying, go directly to the match. And you're supposed to press the R3 button, or press the R3 controller. And that's supposed to bring up the prompt. I'm pressing everything. I'm out in the lobby, the same place this guy was standing. I can't even get it to bring up the match at all, which means I can't even go into chapter 1. I don't know if it's a me thing or if it's an everybody thing, but as of right now, I can't even explore doing the one-on-one match so I can get that mask. Not a big deal, but I'm just saying that's the state of it right now for me. All right, let's see what we can get into. I still have not had a chance to completely uninstall and reinstall these drivers the way it needs to be done because I'm going to have the Geek Squad take care of that. That's outside my comfort zone when you're starting to work in the DOS system again because that's going back in time and I don't remember these things as well as I used to. So I'd rather have somebody with a little more experience messing around in there. You don't do brain surgery on your own, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump in. I have put all my sliders up. And as a matter of fact, and they're based off of last year's. So I will, let me see. Can I do this? I can do this. I know I can do this. Hold that thought. I am going to go here. I'm going to open this and pause that. And then we're going to slide you on over here. And then we're going to bring this back up and hopefully not crash the whole damn system, right? And then we're going to go to the monitor. There we go. All right. These are my 2K25s that I'm carrying over to 2K26. 2K25, I loved everything about the way it was playing it. So I'm hoping to get the same results out of this. I'm going to hit the play button here. And then you guys can always go back to the video and then pause it as you need to. But I'll let that play in the background for a couple of minutes. And then you can see where all the settings were at. Now, there's a couple of new things in this year's game that aren't even on this list because they didn't exist. So make sure you're actually not just changing numbers around. I found that out the hard way. I had to go back and backtrack a little bit. Make sure that the name on the line is evened up with what it is you're actually making adjustments on, whether it's the on or offs, or in a minute here we're going to get to the sliders, and here are the sliders. And again, I loved the way this worked last year. I hope I get that same result out of this year's game. I just did a quick test on a match to see. I mean, I think it was not doing too bad. I'm still waiting to see the logic kick in on the lineup of moves that a wrestler does now in 26, where you can say, we're going to go from this power slam setting up for the spear. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see that type of thing take place. But I've only done like 1 or 2 matches so far. And they were both hardcore, which I think probably plays into it. And it even tells you in the game, there may be circumstances taking place that prohibit us from doing this. So with that in mind, by the way, I'm presuming everything sounds good out there. I've checked everything, found out what was going on, and yesterday's stream actually fixed the problem for me because everything sounded like it does now. But if you go to the clip where I switch over to the game, all of a sudden you'll hear a difference in the way my voice sounds, more like almost a robot type thing. And that's when I realized, okay, now I know the problem has to be in this scene. And I got to figure out, and I did. So there was something that needed to be adjusted. Okay, that's it. That's it. All right. So, again, you can go back and pause that as much as you need to if you're interested. But those have treated me really well, and I'm going to be at least starting it out that way for this year. And if I don't think it's great, there'll always be somebody posting, hey, man, these are the most lifelike, realistic slider settings, and I can go see if there's a big difference between what I have and what they've got. And I might tweak it at that point. But here's where we're starting from. Oh, mercy, mercy. Let me just check the chat real quick before we get into this. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up with y'all's channels lately, too, by the way. I'm doing my best, man. I've been pouring so much time into this thing right here. Oh, there's a lot of jobbers in this game. That's one of the things I actually like about it. And because you don't have to use a creation slot to give them alternate attires, you can give them 2 other alternate attires. And that was the biggest thing for me last year, why I didn't use a lot of them, is because what they were wearing just wouldn't fit the time period that I was doing the shows in. But now that's not a problem anymore. I can have them all as bland as butter, man. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I didn't go into early retirement, man, there's no way I'd be half as far along as I am. All right. Yeah, you can't go into community creations right now, Jay, right? Jay Wiley's in the house. My man, how are you doing? Oh, it's good to see you back, man. It's been a minute. Missed you. Actually, I should be talking to you about the computer stuff. You're pretty good with a computer, aren't you? So if I have to completely uninstall the NVIDIA drivers with something called, now I got to pull it up. Give me a second here while I talk to my IT department. All right, so what is being recommended is to clean install the NVIDIA drivers, do a full clean install, not just a normal update. Download something referred to as the Display Driver Uninstaller, DDU. Run it and choose clean and restart for NVIDIA. After rebooting, download the latest drivers. During the install, choose custom clean install. I kind of get an idea what they're talking about there, but I'm not going to pretend. And it sounds like it does it in the safe mode, which I know that's DOS pretty much. And you can do a lot of bad things in DOS if you don't know what you're doing. So, but yeah, otherwise everything is well, other than the fact that I've got to do this because what's been happening is my streams have been dying on me because the OBS is putting too much demand on the system, although that's not really the problem. The system is more than adequate for that. It's just that according to ChatGPT, it believes that there is something faulty going on with those drivers, which that makes sense. Everything else, it's a 3-month-old computer. You know, the computer's only 3 months old, and it is got tons and tons of abilities for what I do. It's overkill for what I do, but that's what I wanted, so I wouldn't be having these damn problems. Somewhere here I've got the specs a little bit. I've got 32 gigs of RAM that I'm running. I've got an RTX class GPU. Again, this means nothing to me, but this is what I got. And according to ChatGPT, that should be just smoking. I should have no problems with that at all. And yet I do. So, welcome to my world. So what would happen, though, is the streams were freezing. And not only was the stream freezing, my computer was freezing. And when I say freezing, the screens would stay up exactly as they are, but no motion on them. And you couldn't do anything. You couldn't use a mouse. You couldn't use a keyboard. You couldn't Control-Alt-Delete. You had to shut the computer down and restart it. And then it'd go for maybe another 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and do it again. Well, according to them, yes, they're up to date. But that's why I think ChatGPT was saying, well, that means they're probably got a damaged one in there and just completely clean it out and reload it and put up a new one. Which is something I was looking at doing when this stream is over. I didn't want to take a chance on not having my computer for the whole damn day, which tends to be my luck when I let Best Buy monkey into my computer, so I'm a little concerned. And I only have 1 month left with their service. I've canceled them because I've just not been happy with them at all. So I'm going to have to learn how, one way or another, to get this done without them. So I figured this should be a relatively easy thing to fix compared to some of the other issues you could have. All right. Now that we're all up to speed, and I could talk to you offline separately about this if you're up for that. I always present a challenge for you, don't I? Let's take a look, shall we, at the Creation Suite. There's a lot of things about this suite that I really, really like. We're going to start with the superstars. And I kind of have to create my own because I can't go to Community Creations right now. I mean, I can, but it's going to just crash the game. So here's all the alternate attires that I've done. And as long as you don't change anything about these folks, so far as their movesets or anything, you just add it to it, then it does not go against your Creation Suite count. Now, I don't know if they have a count on these or not, to be honest with you. So I was making... Where's the other one at? You got Tyler Bate there. Pete Dunne's over here. Yeah, I was making the Bravo and Rayo. But again, if I were to change the names out, then I'm using slots, which I don't know. Maybe I'll end up doing that anyway because, hell, I got 200 of them. What am I going to need? 2 more. But the mask I bought today was basically with the thought that it'll probably be good for this dude. So let's go to edit. And go to our attire tab here. And the mask. We're going to swap it out now with the one that I purchased. At least that's a plan. Clothing, head. Let's just go ahead and delete. And go here. And now to find where it is. I'm guessing it's probably up here more. Somewhere. Is that it? That's it. Can you not change the colors on it? Oh, well, hell. I mean, I thought I could change the colors. That kind of sucks. All right, never mind. Can't change the colors. That would have been nice to know. Can't even add anything to it, really? Like logos or anything? And you're going to charge money for that? Okay, well, guys, lesson number 1. At least some of the stuff there can't be. Let me check something else. I bought a second mask, right? Let's see if that one's. Should be under mask also, I think. It's a 50-50. I could be on the lower half or the upper half, and I'm just guessing since the other one was up top there. Yeah, I might be able to use something like that. Oh, no, it's a mask, though, and then I'd lose the other, so no, that won't work. If you had layers that you could put masks on, that would be really cool. But I know we're getting a little crazy asking for that kind of stuff here. There he is. All right, so I picked this thing up because we got a lot of clowns running around. This would be good for Murder Clown. I think I'll use that to make a Murder Clown. And again, you can't change anything. You can't change the hair color. You can't change any of it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know that if you purchase something, you better like it the way it is because the odds are you're not going to be able to change it. So there's our lesson right now as we're delving into the Creation Suite. And I'll still be going back. I'm not real happy with the way Bravo's looking there, so I think I'll go in and make some more tweaks to the mask one way or another. I just don't know how to get the results I'm looking for. And I kind of thought the mask would be there. I figured they're going to try and nickel and dime us that way. All right. So we'll bounce out of this one. So those are the Alta tires. Again, these are the jobbers in the game. And there's some of the jobbers that you can't do anything with. I think you can use them on your roster, but they're not appearing where you can do any changes to their attires. So you'd have to like them the way they are. But again, Hector Flores, El Ordinario, Cole Quinn. I've got 2 different attires for each of them. One of them is basically like 80s-ish, late 80s. So very, black trunks, black boots kind of thing, or blue trunks, depending. And then the next one is a little bit more 90s. So, the Monday Night Wars time frame where you could be a jobber for that time. So a little bit nicer costumes, things like that. And then there's the one that it comes with. So you got 3 different attires for your job squad. With New Jack, I realized he's almost exactly the same as the Dudley Boys with costume. I mean, the same exact pants. So I gave him his orange look so that we would have a little differential because I had them in a match with the Dudleys, and it's like, well, damn, they look like they should be teammates, not enemies. So he's got the change there, and we also have some stuff coming up with that. If anyone wasn't around yesterday or didn't see the little video I posted earlier today, And if I can even find it now, there it goes, I think. This is what we're going to be doing with 2K26. Nothing to see here, just some guy cleaning the windows. Winter is almost finished. What cityscape hell is this? What? Indeed. This ain't your daddy's. We're going to basically be doing a hybrid. We're going to be taking some of the classic guys. And there's a lot of people as I'm looking at this roster, and some of it's main roster, some of it's developmental. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God, these guys would have fit perfectly if Paul Heyman would have kept, and that's the theme. If Paul Heyman would have kept the ECW alive, what might it look like today? So again, we're going to keep some of the tradition with New Jack and Sandman and a few other names, Rob Van Dam. And we got to remember to check on something in Rob Van Dam. It's driving me absolutely insane. We'll do this in a second. But anyway, yeah. So that's going to be starting next week sometime. Or maybe later this week, actually. I don't know. As soon as I get a chance to. So with Van Dam, I gave him the alternate attire, my all-time favorite one. Let's see. Edit Superstar. Bam. This has always been my favorite one right there with the tiger print. And the other one is this one here. And I haven't found anything else I want to put on it yet. I may do that. But this is what's driving me nuts right now. This is not what I was looking for. I've seen it. I'm not losing my mind, I promise. It was from last season. It was a separate Persona card that you could get, which I had. And that's how I know about it. Go upper body here, go here. I was real tired. Maybe I missed it somehow. I don't think so. But let's do this look again. So there's two attires for him last year. One's with the Persona card, and with that one, and I don't even particularly like it, but it is one of his. It's a bunch of like little sheet metal squares riveted on, and that's the pattern, right? And then in the middle one, it says RVD on it. So, and it's a silver color. And I know some of you have seen it and know exactly what I'm talking about. While I was tooling around through here, not related to RVD, I had seen that they have it here in the game. I just can't find it anymore. And I know I saw it. So, I mean, as I'm going slowly through each and every one of these, looking for this Rob Van Dam sheet metal pattern so I could make that the third one. Unless that's the default one this season. I don't think it is, though. And even if it is, I feel like it would still be in here. Maybe. I don't know. I've tried going by like WWE. I've tried going by generic. And now I'm just going to go through all of them one more time just to say I did it. But I know I've seen it. And if it shows up now, I'm going to be this. I mean, just looking at some of these, you can tell it's not RVD gear because it doesn't have the shorts. And it wasn't a two-piece thing either. It was definitely a one-piece under the outfits. And we could check one piece also, I guess. As I see certain things that I just know that's not it, right? If you beat Dallas, what? In last year's game, right? God, can you imagine a young Brock Lesnar in ECW? Holy shit. Well, that's one of my favorite canes right there, that attire. Actually, it looks pretty good on Van Dam, doesn't it? You had the Clown Squad out there doing some funny stuff on YouTube there where they took The Undertaker and basically put him in Jay's outfit with the Yeet stuff and had him doing the Yeet entrance. Which is better than the ones that I've seen in years past where they give him like Alexa Bliss instead. And it's like, that's disturbing. I'm telling you, I saw it. I know I saw it this week, and I haven't even picked up 25. And I certainly haven't gone into the Creation Suite of 25. They got Big Show stuff in there. And mind you, you could definitely use a bunch of these to come up with a nice base for an RVD. And I'm even going through the locked one saying, okay, maybe it's locked away and I have to get it somewhere. You got to beat Dallas World Tour on my faction for what, 26 or 25? I've got it for 25 already. I'm just trying to figure out where I can't even see it right now. I mean, it should be locked away, but I should still be able to see the damn thing. Because then it tells you how to get it. That is an interesting looking outfit right there. That'd be good for a Alundra Blaze. World Tour, my faction, WWE2K26 go to Dallas after beating. Maybe that's where I saw it because I did look at World Tour. Let's step away. At least I'll only be partially crazy because I did see it. I know I saw it somewhere. But in that case, you're getting the card again. You're not getting the attire per se. And like I said, I don't even like that attire really. So, but we'll see. I didn't mind World Tour. I didn't do all of it, but I did a pretty good chunk of it in 25, and it wasn't bad. All right, there's our downloads and our managers and superstars. That's what I'm looking for. We're in a custom mood today. So I created a Rhino yesterday. Still have a little work left to be done, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing here. They don't have a good spider web for the side there, and he also has a spider web tattoo. Now, yeah, I could go and get some graphics on and upload them and all that kind of stuff. But again, I don't use face scans on mine hardly ever because you always get those glares that are annoying as hell. So this is just in-game, period. Everything here is with what you can do with the game and nothing extra. So the body thing, I made the arms larger, the chest a little larger. The traps, I had to really work those to get it right because otherwise you kind of had that Abdullah gullet thing going on under the chin, and that's not Rhino. So, but otherwise, also gave him the extra thick thighs because that man is built like a truck. There we go. I feel like these things are inverse sometimes. And I still need to make a logo for the back of the jersey. So that's where this is at right now. So let's go ahead real quickly here. I think making a spider web wouldn't be that hard, I don't think. Let's see. Go to our tire. And then we can basically kill two birds with one stone, maybe? No, really can't. Well, let's do the attire. So we're going to go here. We are going to add a new image. And then we are going to go to the group images, which currently don't exist because I haven't made any. Don't want that. We're going to go to lettering. Lettering. And then what we want is going to be these guys. Oh. That's going to be annoying having to do that 150 times. So we take that, and then we want to find the right style font to make that look a little bit more circular. Hopefully there is one that looks a little more circular. Really? Is that... That's the closest thing right there. That sucks. Is there another... Man, I thought there were going to be parentheses, you know, with the... Or brackets, rather, where they would have that little curvature going on there. Let me see if there's... What else might I find? Doubt there's going to be anything in miscellaneous that would be close to a spider web. But you never know. No, can't do anything with that. The rest is all belts, flags, no. Designs, nah, I don't see it in designs. You would think there would be a spider web in here. You got Victoria, you've got AJ Lee, which AJ's got a couple, but they're just so delicate that it doesn't show up. And I went through all of the Superstars ones, and I did not see anything at all for Victoria. No. As a holding spot, this would work for the tattoo of the spider web, maybe. Kind of. And that could be a holding spot too, I suppose. Let's. Oh, we don't really need that then if we're going to do it that way. We can just go directly to the source, as they say. Let's see how this turns out. Again, this is just temporary now because I'm going to have to go in and actually get the artwork done, and I guess that'll give me an excuse to get the actual rhino lettering as well. I'm okay with that one. I always like to see what I can get away with just with the game and what it comes with. So I'm going to get rid of that. And one of the things, well, you see, it does it here. It used to do it with the belt as well and doesn't do it anymore. The image order, where you can like click on it and then move things around. Like that. And you used to be able to do that with the belt as well, but you can't do it anymore. So that's, again, that's a holding spot for right now. And we were going to do something with the arm for the tattoo, and that's the left upper body, left arm. That's what we're looking for. Go to our designs. It was up here somewhere. Yeah. We'll go with that one. So he's got that big spiderweb tattoo on his elbow there. That'll work. Again, this is a start. But this is what you can do with it without even importing stuff. Now, I can import logos. That part's working. I'm not going to bother copying it over because I'm only going to be deleting those things anyway. So I'm able to upload video, not video, but images and stuff like that and go and get them. I just can't go into the actual community creations. And we'll go ahead and hit save. Do not upload. I don't know if I could upload it if I wanted to. When it's all done and I'm happy with it, I will be uploading it. And you can always find my stuff by doing a search for the number 1 and the word nation all together. One Nation. If you find one, you'll find them all. All right. With that said, we're going to bounce back to this in a minute, but let's take a look at something else that I think is super cool, except that it's got some bugs. Surprised? Didn't think so. Arenas. Where's the arenas? There's the arenas. You'll have an arena all good to go. And then if you go and tweak something last minute, what tends to happen is all the LEDs are put back in, even though you've deleted them. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. So this is going to be my like ECW Philly show, okay? And all of a sudden, the LED posts are back, the LED ring apron is back, because I probably, after I had it all working the way I wanted it to look, I may have gone back and just changed something over there on the set, or I might have moved lights around, or some little thing at the end. I may have just made a slight adjustment to. And then it seems like it puts everything back to the LEDs being back in there, even though they're gone. So let's look at what I'm talking about here. We go to the ring. LED apron is gone, but it's there. LED ring posts are gone, but they're there. So now I got to go back in, put them in, and remove them again. LED apron, got to put it in, and then remove it again. It's got to be the last thing you do. And then it should be okay. So we're going to go ahead and just save this. Not going to go to the show because I've already got that. Not going to upload it yet because I'm still working on things. Am I going to do Denim Abyss? Hadn't really thought about it, to be honest with you. But now that you mention it, it might be something to look into. What I'm wondering is, like with these alt attires that I've done, for example, for Natty, I've got her with her current blood sport gear, right? If I upload that and someone else gets it, is that going to cost them a cost slot, or does that also go to their alternate attire list? Wouldn't know because you can't even get into community creations. I'm just thinking ahead. All right, so we've explored the arena issue, which is not the biggest thing in the world. Just remember that when you're removing the LEDs to do that last. We're going to jump back into Superstar, and we're going to make the next one. We used to do this on this channel on launch week. It was Name That Caw. Remember that? Time to play everybody's favorite game, Name That Caw. I've got a feeling you guys will probably name it pretty quickly, but let's see who can be the first one to get it right. And I'm doing this all from memory right now. I really do not, I have nothing to refer to yet. I'll end up doing that later on, but at this moment in time, strictly from memory. I'm just going to start with the blank canvas. I find it easiest that way. Although I guess I should have looked a little bit more, because sometimes those faces, you can get a good head start on it, but oh well. We're here now. So let's take a look at our face templates this year, shall we? Not a big difference. Pretty similar to what we had in the past. It's a motley looking group, Brian. This gets frustrating. It really does. The funny thing is, when I switched over to a different encoder yesterday, it ran for like 4 hours without a problem. And it seemed like it was working okay. And then it wasn't. So, probably not going to drag this out so long because I can't keep on. I'm over here talking to you guys and not realizing you're not hearing me. Let me take a look at the chats, though, because all that stuff, I was like, how come nobody's figured out who I'm making yet? I figured it would have been easy by this point in time. Here's where we're at now until the damn thing shuts down on me again. And I was at the point of trying to find a hairstyle, and I'm looking around to see if anyone's guessed who it is yet, and I'm like, really? Nobody? Somewhere up here. Jay Wiley, I don't know if you're still on, but now you see what I've been dealing with. This is exactly what's been going on, man. It just, I have to literally turn the computer all the way off. Can't do anything else. Technology is a wonderful thing. No, it's not. Not really. It's a pain in the ass. And it's going to take us all down at some point in time. Sarah Connor said so. I believe her. She's never lied to me. Interesting. I wonder. There are a couple of tattoos I'd have to pick up, but again, this is all just with the in-game content. You don't need to go and worry about the fact that half the game still isn't quite functional. Maybe it's the 2K game that's kind of sneezed on my computer. Maybe that's what it's all about. All right. Well, I see a lot of you have dropped off. I understand why, and I apologize for that. So I think we all know who that was at this point in time. That's going to be Taz. And I'll finish working on him here off screen. There's no point in continuing this knowing that things are going to keep on dropping like this. I can't stream this way. Problem is I also can't record this way because even if I'm not streaming, it'll do the same thing. There you go. Juanito's got it. Juanito's got it. Yeah. Yeah, even if I wanted to try to record my shows, it'll do the same thing. And then I'm halfway through a match and it's going to lock up on me. So I can't even record shows until this is fixed and working properly. So I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to get a hold of Best Buy and hope they don't torch my whole computer. They've done that in the past, but I don't have a choice. It's got to get fixed, and I'm not that guy. I wish I was, but I'm not. If it was something that I didn't have to go into safe mode to do, then that would be different because then I could kind of read off of the prompter and follow along. But because I've got to go into safe mode in order to fix it, I won't have the ability to read ChatGPT and things like that. I guess I could do it on my phone, but I'm just going to trust the professionals, and I am paying for the damn service for another month. So hopefully it all works out well. If it does, I might actually do a stream, like a real stream later today to test it out. But in the meantime, I think this is where we are at the moment. It's not where I need it to be, and it's just not pleasant having to constantly see that, oh, I'm talking to nobody because my stream is dead. So JH is back. Appreciate you, man. I don't even know how long it was down before I realized it because, again, I'm looking up here at a TV monitor so I can see what I'm doing, and these down here don't always catch my attention as much. So it'll be all right. I got to tell myself that at least, right? All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Hopefully I'll be back on later. And in the meantime, make sure you find time every day to say those two magic words.
Okay! Game on! 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 Yeah, game on!
But the night's so wild, twisted in hair like a reckless child. Our keep buzzing electric fire, chasing scores higher, 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 higher.